Heading out of town for the week to hang out in Delta. Just want to put a couple things out there for you guys. The big question I want to answer is, what is, I'll ask Krav Maga's purpose? Why does this gym exist, and why do I feel that it's important to keep it open? So first off, I did not start this gym. This gym was started years and years before I even came on board as a member. But I think that original purpose is still valid to this day. So what is that purpose? For me, it boils down to a tagline you'll see in a lot of the end of most of our social media posts, and that's be more capable. Now that can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people, and that's kind of the point. AKM is not a fitness gym. It's not a jiu-jitsu gym. It's not a weightlifting gym. It's not even a Krav Maga gym. It's not a Muay Thai gym. It's not a gym or a facility to learn about bleeding control and first aid. It's not any one of those things. But it is the only place that I know of where you can hit all of those things. And that's what it means to be capable, to be more capable. To identify where you're currently at, where you need to be or want to be, and what you need to do to get there. If you were a good level high school wrestler in a high school, and you maybe did some MMA stuff in college because you thought it was fun, you probably don't need to take our self-protection number 1 class. It's just not a necessary thing. But if you don't know what to do if someone collapses in front of you from some sort of medical emergency, or you come across a accident scene where someone is bleeding profusely, then we still have something for you. Likewise, maybe you're a nurse at the hospital. You understand all of those basic first aid, CPR, bleeding control things, but you have no idea how you would handle a physical confrontation. Well, then we have the class for that. So what we can offer is to fill those gaps in whatever your current skill and knowledge set is. Maybe you've never carried a concealed handgun before, and you want to, but you don't know where to start. I can help with that. So there's almost an infinite number of those things, those skills, knowledge, abilities that you can work on. And as soon as you get into any one of those, then you start going down or up the chain of, I've got the base level of knowledge in this thing. What's the next thing to learn? The medical example of that is really good. All right, so I've now learned, I did the basic bleeding control class. I understand what life-threatening hemorrhage is. I understand how to put a tourniquet on, how to pack and wrap a wound. Okay, well that's good, but what's next? Because things change in Alaska. All right, maybe you're on the river on a hunt for the next 3 days, and you're able to make contact with your in-reach after the person you're with has some sort of firearms related accident. You do your basic hemorrhage control, but now what? Rescue is hours and hours away on a good case scenario. What does that patient care look like? Well, it looks a little bit different than if you were just concerned with the initial 5 minutes it takes a first responder to get to a car accident. And that's true for the firearm stuff. That's true for the basic self-protection class that we do. That's true for jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai. All of those disciplines. As soon as you step into any one of those, you recognize that you could spend a lifetime in that single discipline learning about it. But we're not here necessarily for that. We're here to give you the skills, the knowledge that you need to be able to protect yourself, protect those around you in a worst case scenario. Now, with that, there's a lot to unpack there, but that's the basic motive, the why behind AKM, and why the gym exists, why we do what we do every single day. We had a couple ladies in class. It was their first time in class tonight, and I asked them afterwards how class went, and one of them said, "I feel better," and that's about as good of a compliment as I could possibly get from a class. If I could bottle that up and put it into a pill, I would probably be a billionaire and not have to worry about working or memberships, cleaning gym toilets or anything like that. Unfortunately, though, that feeling, it can only be found on the other side of something hard. You don't get that feeling sitting on the couch. You don't get that feeling overindulging on a dessert after a hard day's work. You only get that feeling after you've done something that you maybe initially didn't even want to do in the first place, but you were able to convince yourself that you should do it, and to take that most difficult step, which is the first step, which is getting in the door. If you can get in the door of the gym and you can get a feel for what it's like for the people that are there, that genuinely care about how you are and how you're doing and where you're going, that makes it so much easier to be able to come back. Because it's hard. It's hard going in. The first time that I started at the gym, it was because I was not happy with my current fitness level and my current body composition. That was many years ago, and I'm still struggling with being happy with both of those things. But that's a lifelong work in progress, as anyone that's been on that journey understands. But that started the ball rolling down what I now know will be a lifelong pursuit in all of these different modalities, all these different areas to train in. But you have to take the first step. You have to get in the door. You have to have some measure of accountability, and we would like to provide that for you guys. So I think that's all I have. Probably have more to follow. I had a quiet drive this time. The kids went with the wife beforehand so that I could stay and teach class tonight, which was a fantastic class. I had a lot of fun. Anytime that I have doubts about where the gym is going, financial struggles or whatnot, the only thing it usually takes to turn those feelings and those thoughts around are to go in and teach one class to a group that are excited to be there and that give it their all. I can't ask for anything better than that. It's the biggest boost that I have to any given day, is being able to do that and to help people out. Thanks, guys. Be more capable, and see you on the mats.